Dive 754 on the Kiyosumi Maru in Truk Lagoon, Micronesia. This was a dive from March 2025 and was the second dive we did on this wreck as part of a weeks-long liveaboard on the Truk Odyssey. We started off midships and made our way down the keel to penetrate into the wreck in a torpedo hole, which you can see in front of us there. Most of this dive was spent looking at the bow end of the ship, so here we are inside making our way into hold number 3 and then continuing through the damage towards hold number 2. There you have a cushion star on the wreckage, and then panning up to see our way through the ship here. This was one of the easier wrecks in the lagoon. It was the first day of our dive trip, so nice big open spaces to swim through. Here we are now in hold number 2. As we pan past this twisted metal, in a second you'll be able to see the cordite, which is used in the explosive shells. There's some tubes for it there, and there, pointing towards the camera, is all these thin little strips. That's the cordite. Continuing through a few alleyways until we get to this nice big opening in the side of the wreck, where we can penetrate back out and onto what would have been the deck of the wreck. There's my buddy posing for the camera, and then heading round some of the masts and funnels. Here we are approaching the forward king post. You can see a Longfin Bannerfish there, which was quite interesting to us as we made our way past. And then we made our way into deck number 3. Here you can see an air compressor which was mounted on the ceiling above us, as well as some ladders for the crew to make their way between the decks. Another shot of the air compressor there. You can see some of the pipes and valves above it, as well as some miscellaneous machinery which has now fallen onto the floor. We're now back out in the open on the deck of the ship, and at this point in the dive we turned around and started heading towards the stern. There is the aft king post, which is quite heavily encrusted with coral. And on the left side of the shot, that open hole, is the torpedo launcher. Unlike the previous dive, this one is exposed out in the elements. The other one you can see on this dive is inside a swim through. Continuing up, passing a winch there, and then we started to shallow up, come up onto the side of the wreck, which is now the top of the dive site. There's a red-breasted wrasse there, as well as some small damselfish. I think these are a mix of sapphire and similar damsels. And we finished off the dive seeing a brown-banded pipefish, which was quite cool to see. Here we have it in macro, making its way along the wreck as I'm trying to film it. You can see its eye and striped nose quite clearly. And then we finished off the dive at one of the intact portholes.